Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. So today I have a story for you. So on Boxing Day last year, my partner and I moved into his mother's house. So my mother-in-law, almost. And there was this little white feral stray kitten in the backyard. Now he was practically living in that backyard. He was in this little space that we could never really get him out of. We could never gain his trust enough. My partner actually got a hold of him one day, tried to pick him up, and he went savage and sliced the crap out of his hands. So my partner actually ended up getting like bacterial infections in his hands, but eventually we got antibiotics for it, it cleared up, and then everything was all good. And so maybe about a week and a half in, I actually got close enough to the kitten with a treat in my hand. So after hissing at me a few times, he did eventually take the piece of food from my hands. He tried to bite my finger afterwards, but it's all good, we're fine. I didn't get, he didn't penetrate my skin or anything. So after a little while, he stopped hissing, and, a few more weeks go by, and, he's taken to the food bowl that we've gotten for him, and then a few more weeks go by, I put a cat tree outside for him. And a cat bed, and I physically went out to the shops and I bought him his own packet of cat toys because he fell absolutely in love with this one toy that I gave him, and my mother-in-law accidentally threw it out thinking that it was from the neighbors behind us. Like, their kids threw it over into our backyard, as they usually do with their rubbish. So once we had pretty much gained his full trust to the point where we can open up the back door and he doesn't run away anymore, we have started to give him almost daily cleans because otherwise he just looks ratchet. And our other two boys, they're not very happy with the fact that there's a kitten outside, because my boys are inside boys because my little Toby actually ran away on me for 5.5 months back in 2016, and that was, I'm gonna cry, that was the hardest 5.5 months of my entire life. And that's actually when I got the tattoo of him on my forearm. And actually, funnily enough, within the time that Toby was missing, that's actually when we adopted our little Mr. Milton. So it'll be a little while still before we can take this little bean into the vets to get him checked for everything that he needs to be checked for. We've already flea treated him and mite treated him and done all of that stuff that we can physically do from our side, without actually having to go to the vet. But for now, this is all that we can do. And until he's a little bit older, we want to get him desexed, we want to get him microchipped, all that stuff, get him his injections. We are fully invested in taking this cat in. Now at first, I was calling him Snowball, and it did kind of stick for a little while. But I don't know, it just seems like such a generic cat name. And so my sister came over today and she suggested that we call him Tofu. When I called out Tofu, he came to me. Not that he didn't come to me when I called out Snowball, but I don't know, I feel like the name fits. So he's our little ball of snowy tofu. And we love him so much. He is such a beautiful little baby. He needs the air. He pushes his little face up into our face and gives us little face bumps. And he purrs constantly, and they're good kind of purrs. They're not scared purrs. And he just makes my heart so full, like more full than what I thought that my heart could ever possibly be. And so anyway, guys, before I start crying again, I just wanted to mention the fact that he will eventually become an inside cat. But for right now, we're kind of treating the outside as like a quarantine until we know that he does not have any kind of sicknesses to bring into our household, considering Toby is FIV positive and 8 years old, and Milton is a very scaredy cat. He's about 3.5 years old, but he is also vaccinated for FIV. So before we bring the little kitten into our household with our FIV positive cat, we will actually have to have him vaccinated for FIV just to be completely safe, because my little Toby, He's a very territorial little bean and he likes to scratch deep when he scratches. So that's why we had to get Milton vaccinated just to prevent the spread of FIV. Because it's not something that I'd wish on any other cat.